Hello and welcome to Flamingo News. This is I Am Brutal, and today we're just going to be discussing rumours and news surrounding the next gen of consoles, and we'll be talking about NVIDIA's Project Shield and the next gen installment of PlayStation and Microsoft Xbox. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to talk a little bit about the new handheld console from NVIDIA called Project Shield. So I'm just going to start by saying this console looks amazing. I really love its design, and I'm going to put up some pictures of it now, so feel free to comment, let me know what you think of this, and let's just have a look at the features in more detail of what this console is going to bring you. So they're claiming it's going to be the world's fastest mobile processor. It's called the Tegra 4, and it's going to have a custom 72-core NVIDIA GeForce graphics and a quad-core A15 processor. So it's all sounding pretty nice for a handheld console. This is like unbelievably advanced compared to like a DS or a PSP, anything like that. So this is looking very, very nice. The console itself is a full-sized console-grade controller. So it's shaped similar to an Xbox pad, as you can see, and it's got the A, B, X and Y like an Xbox pad, but then the analog sticks are directly next to each other like a PlayStation pad, so it's a bit of a hybrid. So I guess they're trying to make it so an Xbox player and a PlayStation player will feel comfortable playing it, therefore increasing their target audience or whatever, but they could end up like alienating both parties and people won't really like it because of the controller. But I think it would work alright because I play PlayStation and Xbox, so I think that'd be pretty cool. So anyway, the display is going to be a 5-inch 720p retinal multi-touch display. So it's going to be, the screen itself is going to be touch screen, and I'll talk a little bit about the Android system it runs. So it's also going to include the best speakers that a handheld console has ever contained. So it's got built-in custom bass reflex tuned audio port speakers, so that's never been done before. So you should get a really nice sound as if you've got some decent speakers. Obviously nothing compared to like if you've got a decent surround system via PC, but in terms of playing a handheld console, it should be pretty good. And it's gonna contain an 802.11n 2x2 MIMO game speed Wi-Fi card. So I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but this should give you some pretty quick connections to the internet, and they're going to need it with the concepts they've got for playing your Steam games on it and things like that through Wi-Fi. They need to put that in, because if they didn't have that, you're going to get a really laggy, horrible experience when you're trying to play PC games. So anyway, the operating system it's going to run is the latest Android Jelly Bean operating system from Google. And it can access and play your Steam games through Wi-Fi, like I was just saying. So this is only compatible with PCs powered by NVIDIA GeForce GTX graphics. So, for instance, my computer runs a 7000 series ATI Radeon, so I wouldn't be able to use it with my Steam. So that's a bit of a shame, because I'd really like this console, but I probably won't buy it because I don't run NVIDIA, so it's not really that compatible with me. So I'm probably not going to bother with it, but I'm not too fussy because I'd rather just play it on the computer, and I'm not a big fan of the handheld console. Like, I've got an old PSP which I use every now and then, but that's about it. So anyway, we'll move on, and I'll just give you a quick little brief list. Some of the games that are compatible Steam full-on PC games. You can play Assassin's Creed 3, Battlefield 3, Borderlands 2, Hawken, Portal 2, and there's loads more, and I'm going to leave a link to the actual website where you can read about all these features, and they've got a bigger list there of the compatible games, and they have a link there for seeing if your PC is going to be compatible with it. So hopefully hopefully if you want this, you've got NVIDIA graphics, and I wish you the best of luck with compatibility. Okay, so anyway, we'll just move on to the PlayStation now, the possibilities for a next gen PlayStation console. So PlayStation recently released a teaser trailer, which was it didn't really have much in it. It was just a series of graphics showing, your triangle and your square and your circle. It was just it was pretty much a lot of bullshit. But basically, at the end of it said that there's going to be an announcement on the 20th of February. So they're having a big meeting apparently. So today's the 16th. So in about 4 days, we're going to find out a lot more information. And the rumours are that it'll be the announcement of the next PlayStation, its release date estimations, the price estimations, and, you know, what it'll look like and things like that. That's what everyone's hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't own a PlayStation 3. I have one. My dad has one that I use sometimes, but I'm an Xbox player, mainly a PC player, as you'll probably know if you've seen any of my videos. I tend to stick with my PC. You can keep the graphics updated way better than you can with a console, but you know, I'm not against console gaming. I've played Xbox. I owned all the old Call of Duty games on my Xbox. I only recently got Black Ops 2 on PC just because I'm starting to get my computer into a decent spec now, so started properly PC gaming. But anyway, I'm waffling. So the next two consoles I'll be talking about, the possible Xbox and PlayStation, they're not officially announced yet, like I've just been saying. And a lot of what I'm going to be saying and the images you're seeing, they're all just either heavily rumoured or public speculation, things like that. So don't come shouting at me if you think stuff's wrong. This is all just rumours and we're all just, you know, discussing it. So feel free to leave your comments on which images you think it might look like. You know, feel free to send me some links to things you'd hope it looked like, what you want from the console, things like that. But I reckon a lot of this information is bound to be like on the money, you know. So anyway, the PlayStation's image. This is the image of the PlayStation 4. Well, this is what we're guessing it's going to be called, the PlayStation 4. But it's codename Orbis. Orbis. So I don't know. Are they going to change the name to Orbis, or is that just its project name, like how, you know, the name they're building it under? I guess it's just the name they're building it under. I doubt they'll go away from PlayStation. You know, PlayStation's been around since what, '94. I don't think they're just gonna get rid of such a solid company name like that everybody knows. So I'd bet money that it's going to be the PS4. You know, we've had the PlayStation, PS2, PS3, it's going to be the PS4. But, you know, it might not be. We'll never know. We never know. So, the image I'm showing now, I've been seeing on the internet a lot over the last sort of 12 months or more, like this concept for the PS4. And I don't know, it seems to be the one that websites and magazines seem to print, and everyone seems to think, well, yeah, this is the one. Because it's the one that everyone wants it to look like, I think. It's like incredibly futuristic, and I've no idea how it'd work. It has like a glass screen that has images on it that I guess move, and you can touch screen it. I can't even imagine how they make something like that, but I guess it's possible, you know, the things they can do these days. But anyway, we can all hope and see what it looks like. But so in about 4 days' time, we'll find out what's going on and hopefully what it'll look like, and we'll know then, and we can report and talk at length about it. But recently I've seen images on a different PlayStation concept in the way of the controller. So I'm just going to put up an image now of this image that I've found, and people have been talking about this, and there's been a lot of rumours about whether this is a prototype for the PS4, things like that. So as you can see in the image, like the grips are slightly wider, so it looks a bit beefier than your PS3 pad. I'm going to just be comparing it solely to the PlayStation 3 pad because that's obviously what I'm going to be doing here. So it has like what looks like it could be a touchscreen surface in the middle section. Could be touchscreen. You know, it's kind of pointless if you ask me. I don't really care if something's touchscreen or a button. I always find a button is you know you've pressed a button. Do you know what I mean? I'm not opposed to touchscreen. I do have an iPhone, so I'm obviously not opposed to touchscreen. But you know, I like the fact that bang, there's your center button. I know I've pressed it. And, you know, because when you're gaming, there's certain times where I hope gaming doesn't turn into this. Your pad is just completely touchscreen, because you know, when you're trying to react quickly in a video game, you can't just be expected to think you've touched something but not know. This is a lot better knowing you've pressed the button. So anyway, I'm going to continue on. The PlayStation Move technology in the top of the pad, like this is just what people are thinking from the look of it. It has that sort of glowed, like that sort of frosted out glowing area at the top, just like the PlayStation Move has. So we reckon that might be what that is at the top. The analog sticks are slightly different. It's got speakers in it, and it looks like the shoulder buttons and triggers have been pushed out a little bit, adjusted slightly. So, you know, it looks pretty much identical to a PlayStation 3 controller. There's just some minor changes. But, you know, there isn't much more to say on PlayStation until the 20th. So we'll move on to the Microsoft Xbox. So the next Xbox, it's heavily rumoured to be called the Xbox 720, but there's also a lot of rumours of the name Xbox Infinity. So I quite like the name Infinity. You know, it's just a typical kind of word that is, you know, you'd associate it with like gaming and things. It's like Infinity Ward and things like that. You know, it's got that kind of like, it's just one of them cool words that like games would definitely go for, consoles and things like that. But in my humble opinion, I think it will be called the Xbox 720, because just like I was saying with the PlayStation, you had the Xbox, then the Xbox 360, then the Xbox 720. It would all flow. If you were listing the consoles, it would flow nicely, just like you've got the PlayStation, PS2, PS3, PS4. It sounds right, people know what you're talking about, whereas if you go, oh, you got the new Infinity, and you don't say Xbox anymore, and people start calling it the Infinity like they call it the 360, people, you know, certain people who maybe aren't really that into gaming, they wouldn't know what you were talking about, and you don't, you know, it's not going to be a big deal. But I think it'll definitely be called the 720, because, you know, then people will just call it the 720. So anyway, again, there's nothing officially released about this Xbox console, but, you know, this is all just speculation again. So Microsoft recently filed a patent application for technology that is supposed to project 3D augmented reality onto the wall of onto the wall you're playing your games against, which just sounds fucking mental, like something out of fucking Alien. But anyway, it's supposed to make you feel more involved and included in the game's sort of stories and worlds and things like that. It's a more immersive gaming session. So I don't know, I guess you're looking at your screen, and on the walls behind your screen there's like some kind of fucking 3D projection. I don't know, like a hologram? I've no idea what that even means, but, you know, you can speculate on that all you want. Leave some comments about what you think about that, but I'm not really sure what that'll look like, and I really don't think we're going to hear much about this for a while. I don't even know. I doubt if it's even in this console. It's probably going to be like an addition like the Kinect was. But anyway, the latest addition to the Xbox family is rumoured to contain 2 AMD 7000 series graphics cards, but not running in the traditional way that a dual GPU PC would. So I'm not really sure what that means, but someone has stated that it's not going to run in the same way. If I had another 7000 series graphics card in my PC and I crossfired it over, it's apparently not going to work the same way, because I think in a PC they would render a frame each alternatively to get you a better FPS, but I don't know, apparently it's not going to work like that. So I've no idea whether one's going to try and do more for 3D gaming so that it doesn't stress the cards. I've no idea, but anyway, we'll carry on. Both the next PlayStation and the next Xbox have been rumoured to contain technology which will make playing old games impossible by applying like an always online feature where you've got to sign in, and sort of a bit like Steam, where I've got my Steam account and it knows I have it because I'm always I have to log into my Steam account before I can play my Steam games. I can't just open it will open Steam. So it's the same sort of thing. So with old Xbox games, I think if you've got it, then you sign it up to then your account after it all kicks off. But then if you try and trade it in and then someone else buys it, you know, obviously they wouldn't accept trade-ins anymore if this happened, but if you gave it to a friend, for instance, then you'd have to like sign in as your gamer tag or whatever. This is all just rumour, and it's definitely not announced. But a lot of people don't want this to happen. I don't know. Obviously it'll sort of make more money for Xbox and for Microsoft and Sony, because people will have to, oh, I really want that old game, I can't go and get it pre-owned, I've just got to get it. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, the high street gaming stores struggle enough as it is, you know, with Steam. Like, I buy all my games on Steam, you know, I just download them. You know, I can find keys for Steam online cheaper than I can even dream of waiting for a game to arrive in the post. And, you know, everybody does. That's just how it is. And if I was buying an Xbox game, I'd probably just get it off Amazon or something, you know. So I just don't think it's a very good, well, I suppose it's probably a good idea from a big corporation point of view, but, you know, the after effects will just be horrific. So the gaming high street stores will just die. Gamers won't like it because they won't be able to trade in games to like help fund buying the latest game. You know, everybody does that. You know, the new Call of Duty comes out, so I'll trade in the old one, and I'll trade in something else that I bought and I didn't like, and blah blah blah, and it pays for your new game, and then someone else gets to enjoy the other games because they buy them cheaper because you've traded them in. It's just, that's how the world works. People trade in everything. You know, you buy like second-hand shops and car boot sales and stuff. But anyway, I'll stop waffling about that. Quickly, the Xbox is heavily rumoured and is highly likely to contain a Blu-ray drive. So anyway, I'm going to finish it off now because it's getting pretty long, but I really hope you enjoyed this. I've been Iron Brutal. Please, please, please like and subscribe. Like, subscribe is the main thing. Like, we really are trying hard to, like, increase the professional aspect to our videos, and, like, you know, we've only just started this year, so we've only been going like a month and a bit, and, you know, we'll get better and better as we go along. So please subscribe and check out what we're doing. We're gonna, you know, we're constantly putting out videos for people. So if there's anything you want to see, anything you like, just let me know. Anything you don't like, let me know. You know, I can take the criticism. I'm not bothered. It all helps. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.